Harley Davidson Cape Town, Greenpoint. Sean's going to give us a couple of bikes to go and play around with. Sean, what are the bikes?
I've decided to give you guys a street bob. It's a 2013 model. It's the new motor. It's a 103 cubic inch cc. And for Milo, I've decided to give him a street glide. Also a nice bit of an all-rounder, bit of a tourer. The street bob is a bit more of a dyno based on you for a bit more of a sportier ride. And then your street glide basically is just more of a tourer, you know, which you can ride one up. You've got a nice little all-round with that bike. It's great on the open roads as well as a street bob, also nice and nimble.
Okay, so they've got their own characteristics.
100%. Your street glide falls under the touring models, which is pretty much a good host of bikes around all of them. And your street bob falls under the dyno model, which has also got a couple of bikes based around the dyno model. Okay. The advantage to the street bob as well is you've got your nice little ape hangers. It's got a nice big all-round. It's got a good couple of customizations that are available on the bike as well. So I reckon those are the two bikes for you guys.
Okay. And for a long distance?
Long distance, the street bob is fantastic as well. Obviously Milo's got the upper advantage on the street glide. It's got your sissy bar on the back, it's got the luggage boxes, it's got a nice infotainment center as well. You can play CDs, you can play your iPods through the system as well, so it's got a great sound system.
So it's like a car?
Pretty much, on two wheels, I guess, yeah.
Okay. Tell us about the dealership.
The dealership, Harley Davidson Cape Town, has been in Somerset Road for nearly 3 years now. It was previously owned by somebody else, and then the new owner's taken over, so we've been running it now for close to 2.5 years. Great location for us. We've got a lot of foreign intel that comes in, clients that come in from overseas, come and do a lot of shopping, you know, with our motor clothes, etc., etc. And then we've got a good strong following of Cape Townians, you know, from as far as just Namibia up the coast as well. So.
As Milo's always telling me that Harley Davidson has quite a lot of customization. People buy a bike, they change different things and so on. Does a lot of customization happen at the shop?
Yes. We've got a guy, a chrome specialist, who physically specializes in doing customization on bikes as such. We've got guys that spend up to 40,000–50,000 Rand on a bike that's already cost 250,000–300,000 Rand. And it's the beauty about Harley Davidson is it's a lifestyle. You can make your own bike your own, you know, basically with your kind of specs and your customization.
Okay.
Truly unique.
Correct.
Well, Milo's a customizer, so I'm sure he's going to have a lot of fun on that bike. Yeah, we're going to see how it performs. So we find ourselves at West Coast Farm Store, where Milo and I have just driven from Cape Town. Quite an interesting place. Let's listen to what they've got.
Well, you've probably got one of the best farm stores in South Africa.
Well, it certainly looks good.
Yeah, it's inviting, and we like to think of it as an oasis, sort of midway up the West Coast.
Well, certainly on that road it feels like an oasis. It's damn hot out there.
Yeah, especially in these temperatures. Yeah, well, we like to do the average sort of breakfast. We're quite popular amongst the bikers, especially on a Sunday morning when they motor up here and come and have a good old breakfast. We do an excellent buffet breakfast. Eat as much as you want. If you're hungry, you pay a lot. If you're not hungry, you don't pay that much.
Only wants a cracker? Hello?
Tell us how the white lines come about here and what you're doing with it.
We've been breeding predators and specifically white lines for the last 30 years. And when we sold the operation a couple of years ago, we decided that we couldn't be without them. So we brought down a couple of these guys specifically to exhibit them and to educate a lot of the local kids that have never seen white lions in their lives before, let alone white lions.
Yeah.
If you look now, you see her eye, it's almost white, light green, sometimes pale blue. And that's how you see the difference between an albino and just a white color variant.
So the cars don't come here already assembled and then you just do a bit of panel beat. You're actually building cars.
Yes, what usually happens is, say you've got a car and you want it built into a hot rod or something similar. Then you phone me and you tell me this is what I want done, and then I do it. It's a very owner-driven thing, because I mean it's your car and we incorporate the stuff that you want into the car.
Yeah.
And I'll lead you, you know, in building stuff that's got style, but I mean, it's still your car.
Okay.
I just
So just offer some good advice. And
That's
then
basically
let
that, yes,
Let the
yes.
client build his car.
because you know you get the cars with the wheels sticking out the side, and that just looks hey, you know. So I've got a couple of projects on the go. At this stage, basically 6, of which 3 are hot rods and 1's a muscle car, a 68 Charger, and then I've got 2 street machines, 55 Chevys. That's the kind of stuff, you know. It's everything. Try and do everything. Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you
It's
very
a
much.
pleasure. Thanks for popping in.
Nice to meet you.
Same here. Take care.
So we've just completed our long journey up the West Coast. Seen some interesting things, picked up some interesting facts and met some new people. What do you think about the bikes, Milo?
I have to admit, the Street Glide is not exactly what I would choose as a motorcycle for myself off the bat, but having ridden it, I think it's a fantastic motorcycle. A little heavy when you first get on it, and it takes a little getting used to, but besides that, it's an amazing ride. It's just so much fun to ride. It's bags and bags and bags of power. I mean, it just glides. It lives up to its name.
Yeah.
I mean, it just glides.
Isn't it a bit heavy?
A little at times, you know, but once it's rolling, the weight goes completely, you know. It's easy to handle, it maneuvers well. It's bulky. Yeah, that's what they are, you know. But if you're going to do a long ride, I'd be on that any day of the week. That little screen just keeps enough wind off you and bugs out of your mouth, as you realized. And just generally, it's such a nice bike to ride, you know. It's just really, really comfortable. How did you find this?
Yeah, I had lots of bugs in my mouth. The wind plays around with it a lot. It's a heavy bike. It's a nice ride, but this just, it feels heavy. It's a lot of power.
Absolutely. I mean, both power plants are, you know, are like stonking.
Yeah.
Really, really.
Well, what is this? This is 1500, and yours
That's almost 1600 cc's, and I think this is almost 1700 cc's.
1700 cc's.
Well, you know,
Yeah, so it's like a car, like both cars.
yeah. Well, the point about it is that, like, no matter which one you're on, they're a good, comfortable ride. It's not that prone superbike feel or that slightly upright sort of English or BMW kind of feel. It's a nice tourer. Either or, you could actually go and do several hundred kilometers and barely feel it.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I felt on the butt area with the Sportster. I can't go very far with this. I never felt.
You don't feel
my
it,
back
yeah.
wasn't sore, butt
No.
wasn't sore. It was good.
Yeah, nice support. Great ride. I mean, you know, I think they're fantastic motorcycles. I never expected to fall in love with this thing, but I don't know. There's something about it that I really like. I mean, I still feel like it's a bit cumbersome trying to move it around and do things with it, but I think in time one would get very used to that, and then
Well,
it's
we've got
great to
two
ride.
choices. We either give this back to Harley and go on another adventure, or we keep them and go on another adventure.
I reckon let's fucking keep them and go. I reckon let's just keep them and go.